Waiting on God's timing for a person in your life can be one of the hardest things to do. You may feel ready for a relationship, a reconciliation, or a deeper connection, but things aren't moving the way you expected. The waiting season can test your patience, challenge your faith, and even make you question if you heard God correctly. But when God asks you to trust His timing, He is also asking you to trust His plan, because He sees what you cannot. There are moments when you feel like taking control and forcing things to happen, but God has a way of closing doors that aren't meant to open yet. When He tells you to wait, it's not to frustrate you, but to protect you and prepare you for something greater. His timing is always perfect, even when it doesn't make sense in the moment. Recognizing the signs that He wants you to be patient can bring you peace and confidence, knowing that His plan will unfold exactly as it should. One, you keep getting confirmation to wait. Wait for the Lord. Be strong and take heart and wait for the Lord. When God wants you to trust His timing for someone, He will often confirm it in different ways. You may hear a sermon about patience, come across Bible verses about waiting, or even receive unexpected encouragement from others telling you not to rush. These confirmations are not random. They are reminders that God is guiding you, even when you don't see immediate results. He knows exactly when the right moment will come, and He is preparing you for it. There may be times when you start to doubt and wonder if you should take matters into your own hands. But every time you lean toward impatience, something stops you. God will close certain doors, redirect your thoughts, or send someone to speak words that encourage you to wait. If you are experiencing repeated signs telling you to trust His timing, it's because He wants you to remain still. He does not want you to make decisions out of frustration or fear. Trusting God's timing does not mean you sit and do nothing. It means you keep moving in obedience while letting Him handle what is beyond your control. Waiting can be challenging, but it is a sign of spiritual maturity. The more you listen to His confirmations, the stronger your faith will become. He is teaching you to trust Him in ways that will prepare you for greater blessings. You may not always understand why God is asking you to wait, but He sees what you cannot. He knows the right time for everything, and He will not let you miss what He has planned. If He is constantly confirming that you need to be patient, then know that He is working behind the scenes. At the right time, He will open the door, and everything will come together in a way that only He can do. 2, you feel unsettled about moving forward too soon. The Lord gives strength to His people. The Lord blesses His people with peace. If you are thinking about taking a step forward but feel uneasy, that is a sign that God is telling you to wait. He speaks through peace, and when something is not aligned with His timing, you will feel restless. Even if everything looks good on the outside, if your spirit feels unsettled, it is because God is holding you back from making a mistake. That inner hesitation is not fear. It is God's way of guiding you toward what is best. Many times, you may try to convince yourself that moving forward is the right thing to do. You might tell yourself that waiting any longer doesn't make sense. But no matter how much you try to justify it, you still don't feel right about it. That unsettled feeling is a warning sign from God. He does not want you to force something that isn't ready. His peace will be present when the timing is right. And until then, He wants you to trust Him completely. God does not operate in confusion. If you are constantly questioning your decision and going back and forth in your mind, that is a sign that the timing is not right. When something is truly from Him, you will have clarity. Even if challenges arise, there will still be a deep sense of peace in knowing that you are where He wants you to be. But if your heart feels heavy, your thoughts are unsettled, and you keep feeling unsure, take it as a sign to pause. God's plan will always be worth the wait. Rushing ahead may bring temporary relief, but it can also lead to unnecessary stress and regret. If God is making you wait, it is because He is preparing something better than what you are trying to create for yourself. Trust the peace He gives, and don't ignore the lack of it. He will let you know when it's time to move forward, and when that time comes, you will not have to question it. 3, the other person isn't ready yet. To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven. God's timing is not just about you, it's also about the other person. You may feel ready for the relationship or the next step, but that doesn't mean the other person is in the same place. If God is telling you to wait, it could be because He is still working on them. He is shaping their heart, strengthening their faith, and preparing them for what He has planned. Rushing ahead before they are ready can cause unnecessary pain and confusion. Sometimes, you may not see the full picture of what God is doing in their life. They may still be healing from past experiences, growing in their relationship with God, or learning lessons that will make them a better partner in the future. If you try to force the timing, you may step into something that is not yet fully prepared. God knows what both of you need, and He is making sure that when the time comes, you will be ready to walk into His plan together. It can be hard to wait when you feel like everything should be happening now, but remember that God's seasons are perfect. He does not bring people together too soon because He knows that timing is everything. If He is asking you to trust Him, it's because He is still preparing something that will be better than you expect. Let Him finish His work so that when He brings you together, it will be exactly as He intended. You may not understand why the waiting is necessary, but trust that God is not delaying things without reason. He sees what is ahead, and He knows what is best for both of you. When the time is right, He will bring everything together in a way that will be a blessing to both of your lives. Until then, focus on growing in your faith and trusting His process. He will make all things beautiful in His time. 4. You notice that every past delay worked for your good. And we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. When you look back, you can see that every time God made you wait, it was for a reason. What seemed like a delay at the moment turned out to be protection or preparation for something better. If He had given you what you wanted back then, it wouldn't have been the right fit. Now, you can see how His timing was always perfect. The same way He has worked things out before, He is working them out now. God never wastes time. Every delay has a purpose, whether it was to build your character, teach you patience, or protect you from something that wasn't right for you. If you can recognize that His timing was perfect in past situations, then you can trust that He is doing the same in this one. You may not see it now, but one day you will look back and realize why He made you wait. Waiting on God requires faith, but He always proves that His way is better. The delays you once questioned are now the moments you are most grateful for. What you thought was rejection was actually redirection. God was moving things around for your good, even when you couldn't see it. He has never failed you before, and He won't fail you now. God is not making you wait to frustrate you. He is making you wait because He has something greater in store. When He finally reveals His plan, you will understand why this season of waiting was necessary. Keep trusting Him, keep believing, and remember that His perfect timing will always bring the best outcome. What He has for you will come exactly when it is meant to. Trusting God's timing isn't always easy, but it is always worth it. When you surrender your plans to Him, you allow His perfect will to unfold in a way that brings peace, purpose, and true fulfillment. No matter how long the wait may seem, remember that God is never late. He is always working behind the scenes for your good. If this content inspired you, please like, comment, and subscribe to Pure Inspirational. Be blessed.